so I'm imagining and I'm guessing and I don't know that everyone has probably been wondering where I am. Like, what?
No, actually, no, Natty. I just want to jump in before you get all on your whole thing. Oh, everybody wants to know where I've been. Everybody wants to know why you haven't been recording. Everybody wants. They don't. No one cares anymore, okay? It's been like a year or something since you've just been like, oh, I guess I'll record this episode, and now I'm going to wait 6 years or whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody cares anymore, if I'm to be honest.
Okay, well, that's harsh, but I do appreciate your being forthright. I appreciate you being forth with me.
So now you're making little jokes because you're uncomfortable or whatever. I get it. All right? It's forthright. You know this. And somebody's got to tell it to you straight. Somebody's got to give it to you, okay? So you have a podcast. You're doing well. You got numbers. You're growing. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened to you, but you just, oh, okay, well, there's a little bit of success. I'm going to run away from that.
I don't think I did that, but maybe, I don't know. Is that something I subconsciously did? Whoa, that's definitely something I'm going to bring up with my therapist, right? Because maybe, yeah, okay, I'll take that because I know that every so often I'm doing great with the podcast and then there's a shiny object and I run over to it and maybe that's the case here. I'm going to look really quick to see when the last
yeah.
Oh, wow.
July like 19th or something like that. And then before that one, it was like in June, okay? So it's you didn't do 2 in June. Good for you. 2 in May, but like this is untenable. So what I'm saying is, if we're gonna do the podcast, I'd love to do the podcast. If you're just gonna come on once a month and say the same, everybody wants to know where you've been. I don't know. I might have other things to do with my life. I know, I'm sure. I don't even see Rufus ain't here. He's probably off fishing or whatever he does. Taking his summer break, and then, excuse me, there's a lot of sawdust in here. Producer.
Yeah?
Producer, are you awake?
I'm awake.
Producer.
Sorry, there's been a lot of, I thought it was construction dust, but it's actually just because we don't come in here anymore, so it's just layers and piles of dust, We could do like one of those core samples like they do on trees, and we could actually dig down into the dust, and we could see like when it was, I don't know, raining, or maybe it was an ice age, or I don't know how it works or anything. But anyway, Natty, I agree with with Aloysius that this is what I do. I've just been sitting in this room. I actually had a layer of dust over myself as well, and I would appreciate. Let's just record some shows, okay?
Yeah, yes, I agree. I'm sorry, and I agree. Wait, I agree with both of you. And I'm sorry that I haven't been recording, and I agree that I'm sorry. I think that covers everything. But here, I'm just going to explain what I've been doing, what's been going on, okay? Because it's kind of important. I don't even know if I told you. I lost my job.
Yeah, everybody knows, okay? I guess you didn't put up like a skywriting, but you did. You really put it out there. Oh, woe is me. Woe is Natty. I lost my job. And then you wrote something. You was on some show, and you got voted off, kicked off. I don't know what that was. But, yeah, so we are all up to date on that.
Okay, well, cool. So that weekend, that was on a Thursday that happened. Then the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for some reason, I had this just anxiety of stuff that was inside my brain, and I anxiety created a comedy festival, which is not something that I think normal people do.
I don't understand. How do you do? What do you? So you just like you say, bing! I made a festival. It doesn't seem like just like anybody can bing! I just weighed a woolly mammoth. Okay, or did you? What exactly? I don't understand what you mean. You did.
Yeah, did you hear? They actually are working on the woolly mammoth. Okay, I don't know if maybe the people doing that got laid off from their jobs, and then they were all of a sudden they were like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a big furry elephant thing, or what? But yeah, were you reading the news or something while we were gone? There's a lot of news about this woolly mammoth thing going. I don't know if I agree with it. but I don't know if I disagree with it. I probably disagree with it, but who knows? Okay, I have opinions. I just don't have this opinion, evidently.
Yeah, I don't know if I have opinion. I do have opinions on this, but I haven't fully formulated what they would sound like. So I'm going to stick to, so what happened, producer, is I think that it's one of those things that it was just in my brain for a long time, kind of germinating like a seed. And then the second the opportunity came, all of the stress and the anxiety of being laid off. Normally, I think people, what you're supposed to do is hide under the covers and be sad. And I instead, I did all this research. Does this thing exist? Didn't find anything. So I bought the domain name and all the socials. And then I went and I trademarked the name, all this stuff. Boom, 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 right? And it was all in this weekend. All this stuff just kind of flowed out of me. And I think Monday or Tuesday, I talked to my sweet and sour comedy producing partner, Suzanne, and I was like, hey. Because then that's when I did start crying. And I was like, Guy, I want to do this festival. And she was like, what? And I was just like, festival where you can do it. It's a Montclair Comedy Festival, you know? We did comedy in Montclair for a million years, so many shows. And we just produced this Jaws the musical that was in the Fringe Festival. Like, that's a big thing that we did. So let's not. I don't want to rest on my laurels.
Yeah, what exactly is or laurels? Is that something you got from like a Swedish design store, or is that some condition that you have?
I think that a laurel might be like a type of a shrub or a type of a bush. I don't know. Did we get some laurels planted? And if so, how did we afford them? I think, you don't have a job. And laurels are pretty expensive, not only to get, but then to put in the ground and then their upkeep and everything. And then, it's why you're going to go and sit on them, okay? Because like I said, they're pretty expensive, and what I know about plants isn't a lot, but I do know that plants do not like to be, just like sat upon, and they do not appreciate it,
yeah.
And they will wilt is what will happen to them.
So, okay, yes, those are, you're actually right, skip laurels, and we do not have any. We did look at some a few times, because we do like to buy plants, bring them home, plant them, do all the stuff you're supposed to do for them, and watch as they just die for no reason. We've had people come to our yard and look at our yard and scratch their chins and shake their heads and ask questions. Did you water it? Yes. Did you dig the hole twice as big as the root ball? Yes, I did. Now, a long time ago, one of the mistakes that we made when we bought some plants was we dug this big hole, and then when the dirt that we put in there, right, topsoil type stuff, we actually put fertilizer in, thinking, well, these plants are going to be happy. Look at, they've got everything they need. We're watering them. They've got their nutrients. And somebody said, oh no, you don't put the fertilizer in with the plant. Because what that plant does then is it doesn't search out into the world for its own nutrients. It just hangs out in that area that you already fertilized, and it doesn't see the need to go out any further. And then the root ball, like where it just doesn't grow, and so then it ends up just dying. And that was a lot to take in. And that was kind of like a too much love situation. We loved these plants to actual death. And so it can happen, okay? But no, I was resting on my laurels, which is a phrase.
It's a phrase. I just looked it up. It's like Greek and Roman times. And when somebody did something good or whatever, I don't really know why, but they would be given a little crown made of, ready for this? Laurels. Just like the plants you're talking about. So, producer, you were sort of right there, right? And then the whole phrase means, all right, great, just so you did something big, just because you did something good, you got your little crown. Now, don't just put that crown down on the ground and do nothing. Just sit on it, right? Don't rest on it, because you know what's going to happen? That crown's going to wilt. It's going to go away. So, when you get your crown, you know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to keep on going, keep pushing, right? And who knows? Maybe you're going to get another crown. I don't want to promise you anything, okay? I don't even know who's voting. I don't even know what the metrics are. But what I'm telling you is that you just don't want to rest on them. Now, I don't know if you're allowed to rest next to them. If maybe there was some laurel hangers around in ancient times where you could, you know, do a good job. Hey, here's your laurel crown, and then you say, oh, wow, I am tired. Oh, wait, ready? You say, oh, man, I am bushed, which is another word for saying tired. And then you take off your laurel, which is a bush, crown, and you can just hang it up so that you're resting, right? So, which is good and important to take breaks every so often. But you're not resting on your laurels, you see. You're just kind of hanging out there. Maybe eating a sandwich. I don't know if they had sandwiches back then.
I don't know, yeah.
But, yeah, at least you're not resting on wow. That was a lot, excuse me. on your laurels.
What was that? Oh, no, I think it's... Okay, it's the dust. That's what's happening right now. I understand. Okay, I think what we should do is work on cleaning out the studio. I'm so thrilled to be back. I'm thrilled that I have thrown my entire brain into the Montclair Comedy Festival, and maybe we'll talk about it more. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what we're going to do. We're certainly not going to talk about Laurel Care anymore, because there has to be other shows that are out there that are much more expert and that are talking much more eloquently about hedges, you know, boxwoods, shrubbery, kind of all of those things. And I don't feel like that's where we really want to go, but you know, who knows? It's a fresh start, so maybe that is exactly where we want to go.
I feel like sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I feel like we should all acknowledge that we were talking about the laurels, and then we were all kind of right. That doesn't happen very often. Normally, you know, we're all off on different things, different tangents, different whatevers. And this time, I feel like, you know, things really came together pretty well. So congratulations to the whole team. And I'm going to go find... do we have like a duster or something? Maybe a vacuum or whatever? Because we really got to clean this place up, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, so we'll be back soon because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We didn't even scratch the surface there, okay? There's more.
Yep, I suppose we'll see you in 3 months or so.
The Bumper Podcast is an oftentimes hilarious weekly romp with Natty Bumpercar and some of his pals. It is family-friendly, clean, and ridiculous. Thanks a bundle for listening. If you love our show and you'd like to help support the podcast, check out our Patreon page at https://www.patreon.com/nattybumpercar. Also, pretty please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Share it with everyone everywhere, post about it on all of the social medias, or leave a rating and review. The Bumper Podcast is produced at headquarters in Coffee Can Alley. It's recorded, mixed, and produced by producer. The Bumper Podcast features contributions from Aloysius J. Pig, Rufus T. Rufus, Doodle Poodle, Robot, Trunks, and a gaggle of other silly rascals. Our head talker is probably Natty Bumpercar. We also have an absurd newsletter. Check it out and subscribe at nattybumpercar.com/subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Natty Bumpercar. Hugs and hearts. See you soon.